Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames and we're back with another banging video. In this video guys, we're gonna talk about DDG realizing that he has absolutely no more room to mess with Halle and just get away with it. Even though he's still gonna do it. He's still gonna do it, but he's gonna be so calculated about it that Halle will not be able to take any legal actions because already he's doing it. Already he is promoting to the public that he literally has no say in his child's life. That is what he's now promoting to the public, and people are gonna buy into it, but also while he's trying to convince people that he has no say, many people, they know for sure that the legal system is involved, and they know for a fact, if they're paying attention to the details, that DDG does in fact have a say as a father. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because in case you guys have missed out, just a quick synopsis into what happened. Halle and DDG, they weren't getting along ever since the pregnancy. They broke up behind the scenes during the pregnancy. Halle was having a really hard time because Halle was sending him text messages back to back saying, "Why are you hurting me? You're doing these things to hurt me." They realized that it wasn't working. They decided to separate it. But Halle tried to get back with DDG because she realized that that was the prime of her career, and already the internet had warned her about DDG, and she believed that, she had to try and keep face as much as she could because she would have proven the internet there and then that they were correct about this man. So she didn't want to give the internet that win over DDG, and she did not want to give the internet that win over her. So she made an executive move to protect her family, not just herself, not just her brand, not just her image, but to also protect DDG. But also, as time progressed, she realized that there was no saving it. It could not be saved. And as such, she ultimately walked away. Now, after walking away, they were still having some squabbles behind the scenes because DDG would show up unannounced. DDG would be in her house and all of that. So you could tell that there was some aggression between both of them back and forth. And she filed a restraining order. DDG filed a restraining order. Both parties were granted their respective restraining order. Now, Halle was also granted sole legal custody. After Halle was granted that sole legal custody, what Halle did, irrespective of that, because she knows that she was about to travel to Rome, Italy for 2 months before for filming a movie, she had her attorney reached out to DDG's attorney so that they could organize DDG seeing his son. Now, based on what I read from the information that was put out from that court document, DDG was not budging to, you can still get to see your son irrespective of the restraining order and the sole custody. He was not budging to Halle saying, "Yes, I will make some arrangements for you to still see your son." So even though Halle did all of that, what DDG did, because he's not the one for peace. He's about war. He's about humiliation tactics, and he's about riding on the skirt tail of Halle as long as he can, because he realizes that before Halle, people knew him, but since Halle and since The Little Mermaid, that number has skyrocketed for DDG, and he enjoys the glory of that success. So he wants more. He has gotten a taste, and he's addicted to this taste. So he went ahead, filed a court order with his evidence. His right to do so if he feels as though he's being threatened or there's any sort of violence or anything. After he found that order, he was granted the restraining order. Then he said he wanted to see Halo while Halo was in Italy with his mommy. And the court said it's okay, but they objected to one thing. DDG wanted to visit with his mom as a third party. Halle said no because the mom is some sort of enabler in all of this, which we can see it's true. Whether we want to agree or disagree, whether we like Halle or not, we saw what DDG's mom did on the internet. And even though we know that Halle has family and Halle has a tight-knit family, Halle's family have maintained diplomacy through all of this. It's as though they don't even exist in any of this, even though we know for a fact they exist and they have been supporting Halle. Do you see how strategic that is? Because they understand it is important for them to maintain that diplomacy because it is necessary for the family and for Halle. DDG and his family, not that they're stupid, they're just not as diplomatic as Halle's family. So anywho, DDG was granted the option to see his son, but the nanny said, no, I'm not going to do it alone because she doesn't feel safe. No, that is a major red flag. The nanny saying that I don't want to be around this man alone, I don't feel safe, it means that the nanny has witnessed DDG's aggression and abusive behavior towards Halle, I believe, because if DDG was such a nice guy as he's portraying to the public, the nanny would have no need to be fearful. And I've seen a clip of DDG throwing a tantrum, grabbing something away from his mom. You know, like that little child when your mom says no more candy and you hit your mom, because how dare your mom tells you no. I've seen a clip of that, of DDG treating his mom like that, going viral on the internet. And I believe that the nanny might have witnessed something in the similar capacity towards Halle, which has the nanny scared. So now that DDG has still gotten the opportunity to visit his son, even though he was given the permission and the go-ahead, guess what DDG is doing? He is still riding off Halle's skirt tail because he still wants that view. And this is why I said, when he's going to Rome, Italy, it's not as though he doesn't want to see his son, but I don't think that's his primary aim or target. His primary aim and target is to consistently ride off the skirt tail of Halle. And he's going to do it for as long as he can do so and get away with it because he understands how sweet it is for his success. Do you see him talking about now wanting to have another baby? Because, now these are not his exact words. It's not verbatim. I'm just paraphrasing because he wants to have some kind of, more say, more control. And I want you guys to tell me this, and you have to be honest with yourselves. If DDG is having this many issues with Halle, why would he want to move on so quickly to have another child without getting some type of therapy and healing from this? Because if you want to be a better person and if you want to be a better father, wouldn't you take the time to heal, talk to a therapist and get some honesty? Because you don't have to be honest with us, the public, but you need to be honest with yourself. And this is how Black men go on and create generational trauma. And then when women speak about it, they say, oh my God, you are enabling Halle's bad behavior. No one is enabling any bad behavior here. It's just that DDG is super predictable, and everything the internet has predicted about DDG has proven to be factual. even up to the point wherein he's now saying he wants a new baby, people had already predicted that when he realizes that he cannot manipulate Halle, when people realize that what people said when he realized that it's going to be duality, he's going to have an equal say and she's going to have an equal say. He's not going to be happy about it because the baby cannot go on any live streams anymore. And that is what is causing him to be so hurt because he wants to monetize Halle. That's the Little Mermaid. He wants the Little Mermaid baby to make money. And he needs to understand he's not going to get himself another Halle Bailey. He's not going to get himself another Little Mermaid. So the attention that Halo brings, the numbers that Halo brings, he can always have another baby, but there will never be another Little Mermaid. There will never be another Halo. And as such, he's in for a treat. He's not going to get what he thinks he's going to get. And this only proves that he has one intention and one intention consistently. And that is to hurt Halle, because with him saying that, I'm going to move on and get another child, you know what he's saying? He's telling Halle to hell with you and your child. Were that his words? Absolutely not. Not directly, not verbatim, but that was a psychological subliminal jab that he sent to Halle, and that's how I am interpreting it. He wants Halle to know that ain't nothing so special like you, because do you know how Beyonce say, I can have another you in a minute? He's saying I can get another baby in a minute, but he's in for a rude awakening because not everyone is Halo, baby. And not everyone for sure is Halle. And like hell, there's only one Little Mermaid whose name is Halle Bailey. And honey, you've messed up a good thing and you need to take accountability for that. It's your time to move on, get some healing so that you can truly be an amazing father, because if he doesn't get the healing that he needs, you know what he's going to do? He's going to consistently move on and create trauma. And already we can see his exes talking about unsavory things about him on the internet, like him convincing them to get into OnlyFans. We can always say Ruby Rose have been always flirty and twerky, but that's a whole difference between that and OnlyFans. And there are other exes who have said unpleasantries about DDG being mean and aggressive towards them. So I want you guys to check that. This man is going to ride on Halle's skirt tail for as long as he can, and he's going to come up with means, methods, ways, strategies to pull some damn disgusting subliminal jabs at her. He's not going to stop. He's going to do it consistently, and he's going to be very tactful about it. But anywho, y'all can say, I told you long before he announced that he wants to have another baby. I told you that he's only riding on Halle's skirt tail for success, and he's only going to Rome, Italy to spy on her. And whenever he realizes that he's not going to get enough of what he wants, he's going to try to figure out other means, measures, and ways to hurt her. And he's going to start weaponizing other people, men mainly, against her. No matter how quiet Halle is, no matter how much she gives, no matter how much she sacrifices, once he doesn't get to get Halo on live stream, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be pissed as hell. And if he's not gonna drag Halle on live stream, he's gonna have to have Halo. And if he's not going to get his way, he's going to throw a tantrum like what we saw him doing to his mom publicly. DDG is just a spoiled child. But if he decides that he wants to become a better man, he can. And he can do so with work and therapy. But does he want to do better? I guess that's up to him, not up to us. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Let me know where you guys fall in. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Leave a comment below. Do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.